So a really cool way to understand all breath work is that you're just training resurrection, right? And this is the same for all stillness practices and everything. This is the reason that you go into stillness, or this is the reason that you meditate or whatever. And you can think of it in terms of just desaturating the blood or not breathing, so like letting the oxygen run out. So let's say that you sit there and you don't breathe for like 3 minutes. And in that time you've desat, after like a minute and a half, you'll start, the blood oxygen content will start going down measurably, right? It's happening all the time instantly, but like measurably, it won't happen for about a minute. At the thumb, or at the finger, at the extremities, right? So it doesn't hit your extremities for like about a minute. And then it starts to go down, and normally you don't go into that. You never, normally you don't drop below 95 without trying really hard, and literally trying really hard, like intense exercise or breath control or like ridiculous focus, like something that either cuts off the oxygen or uses it up in that particular area to where the blood actually discharges. When you finally cease that activity, instead of your breath being this shallow thing that nothing happens, your breath in is suddenly this giant tidal surge of oxygen in the blood as it goes from like 50% to 100%. Or if you slow your breath down enough, as you breathe in and out, your blood oxygen content will go up and down. So like a really good breath would have your blood oxygen content go from 100 to 75 and then back up again to 100, or even lower. And then at that point, as you breathe in and as you breathe out, you're actually releasing energy from the blood. Once you do that a couple of times, like actually release energy from the blood, it becomes available to you. And so then that's the depth that you breathe at, and it opens up these entirely just new paradigms of reality from that deeper breath. And people just call that like getting in shape. Becoming fit is just breathing and freeing up that power in the blood. And so by non-doing, you're depleting your power reserve so much, and then you breathe in and you resurrect yourself, basically. And so a real breath should, as you breathe out, it should be going from it should be pushing the blood oxygen content up and down. Otherwise, as you breathe in and out, it doesn't do anything. And when the breath isn't doing anything, that makes it so that whenever you try anything else in life, it doesn't do anything. It has no effect. But if you do breath work, and you make it so that as you breathe, as you exhale, your blood oxygen goes down, and as you inhale, your blood oxygen comes up, you make it so that your breath actually has a physiological effect on your body. That your breath is actually there. Instead of this thing to where you're like shallow breathing, and that breathing in and out has no effect on your blood oxygen level at all. Like you're useless, it's meaningless. Everything you do has no effect. You can do these things where you try really hard, like lift the weights or try super, super hard. Run really fast, where your breathing is essential to the activity. You have to be huffing and puffing, and that huffing and puffing accomplishes the activity. And then you feel your breath accomplishing something. So that's why people get healthier from playing sports. It makes it so that their breath accomplishes something. Otherwise, the average person just sits there and their breath doesn't do anything. And so how do you get the breath to do something? Well, paradoxically, you do even less. You do less and you do less and you do less until just sitting there existing starts to cause your blood to shift. You do less and you less and you less until your existence itself causes a physiological shift in the body. So whatever you're doing right now where nothing's happening, then do even less. Breathe even less. Breathe even less. Fall in less. And eventually, your blood oxygen will start to go down, and you can be like, there, I accomplished something. My breath accomplished something. I exhaled, and that went down. And then you can inhale and have it go up. And when your breath is causing you to go down and up, you can go, well, I'll just go down and up instead of doing this shenanigans with my breath. I'll just go down and up. And what are you going down and up in? Is a medium. It's a fluid. It's water. It's consciousness, but it's like actually water. And so that thing that you can go up and down in with the breath, the thing that you're able to change your buoyancy in, you can also push off of it side to side. And so then the thing that is like underneath breathing itself becomes the source of just movement and all attention. And so it's just like this rubber band kind of slingshot effect. Like once you dip into the blood, and then when you breathe in, you go, oh, and then when you replenish all of that, you go, oh, I'm capable of breathing there. I can exhale there. You let yourself, that breath becomes available. And then that people experience that as like, I'm getting warmed up. I got warmed up. You warm up like you're going to go play the basketball game. You warm up enough to desaturate your blood a little bit so that you remember that breath is available. You kind of remind yourself, you warm up the blood to get it ready and able to kind of like let go of all of its energy to power the movement.